Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one lined up for you. We're going to talk about so many Ripple connections. It's endless. So, you know what? Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for exclusive content. Right now, CoinPeprika, download that app, ladies and gentlemen. It is massive. What I just love it. You know, yesterday I went through some killer features on it that I use. Right now, crypto market cap $1.094 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin 21,700 plus. Ethereum right now 1,700 plus. XRP at the number 7 spot at 34 cents this morning. Very quickly, I want to tell you the prices are still reduced right now on Linqto.com. Private investing made simple. Look at this. I'm going to show you a few. Look at $39. It was well over 40. I thought it was like $45, $48 a share if my memory serves me right. But now 39 and a $5,000 minimum investment, ladies and gentlemen. How much longer that's going to last? No one really knows, but this has been fully subscribed for a while, and now it's back on the board at $4 with a $5,000 minimum. So many great products. Do not mess around. Tell them I said, come on in. Yeah, you tell them Brad sent you when you talk to them. Damn right. Click the link underneath. Even if you're already a member, click that link. Make sure you get those deals. Right here, Michael Branch tells us, and I tell you, I have said this. Tether CTO Paolo Ardoino said the company is not obligated to comply with U.S. sanction rules. Oh, boy. But this stance puts Tether at legal risk. You don't say. I tell you, you have to wonder, is it, I don't know. It's not brains at this point. I mean, would you tempt fate if you were Tether? Would you tempt fate? This is all over the Tornado Cash business and the U.S. sanctions. And look, I don't think it was right that they arrested the guy from Tornado Cash either. But look, when you're Tether, understand this. Before I even read this little short article to you, remember, crypto exchange Bitfinex may be facing criminal investigation in the U.S. The exchange's sister company has been hit with several investigations over who uses its platform and the state of its reserves, which is directly tied into Tether's holdings right here. And now all of a sudden you want to play, we don't have to comply with OFAC sanctions from the Treasury and the U.S. because we don't think it applies to us? I tell you something, I'd be bending over backwards to get the Treasury what they needed from me. I could bet you that, but that's not what they're doing here. There's been no response from U.S. government officials on the matter, Tether's CTO said. But I'll tell you this, I bet you're going to hear from them real soon. They said complying with sanctions, multiple U.S. firms moved to cut ties with the mixer Tornado Cash, including Circle, which blacklisted USDC accounts belonging to the organization and GitHub. See, that's how you do it. That's what they're like. You know what? We don't even fool around. OFAC said it's out. Guess what? That's out. I'm getting rid of those addresses. That's how that's happening. When you start going, hey, I really don't think we have to do that. And you're already being investigated about your holdings. Former government attorney, now with the Brookings Institute, Scott Anderson, commented that the sanction restrictions apply to U.S. nationals, companies, and entities conducting business within the U.S. However, he remains unsure whether Tether is currently flouting the rules by its present stance on the matter. Nonetheless, Anderson warned that Tether may be at legal risk for non-compliance. If Tether gets body slammed here, either through this investigation or over the Tornado Cash or a cumulative, effort from all of these things, I tell you, imagine what the market looks like. Before we get out of here, you're going to hear some incredible stuff about XRP on the charts from a couple different analysts. 44% of the Digital Euro Association community believe payment efficiency is the most important reason for a central bank issuing a central bank digital currency. This is not breaking news to you or I. There's the chart that shows it right there. but this says that the people in the know, the people that have the power to influence the decisions to get it done, understand it. And that's the biggest thing that we need to know. What I like about this comment here from Camellia is this: in a world where private cryptocurrencies are able to fulfill the main functions of money, an efficient public currency should be developed through participation and civic engagement and be the strong expression of the shared civic identity. You know, this speaks to the public-private relationship that Jerome Powell's talked about, that we've heard Chris Giancarlo talk about. Stay tuned. We'll follow it. This announcement here makes me happy. It makes me happy for Flare Networks. It makes me happy for me. The Spark token is now called the Flare token. Boom. End of story. That's very nice. It seems like something trivial, but you know what? It makes for a lot less confusion. The native token Flare is now actually called Flare, no longer the Spark token, with the ticker FLR. Get some of that, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen, going and understanding what Flare is going to do, bringing enormous use case to XRP, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. They get this thing right, it's going to be massive with Flare. And guess who else is doing something so massive and so impactful? It is Securitize Markets. Securitize is tokenizing, every single thing on the planet. And they have things now that you can actually get involved. I am not working and getting a dime from Securitize, by the way. Just full disclosure. Okay, you guys know I work with Linqto. I am not doing anything with Securitize, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you something, not only the incredible stuff that they're already starting to do, and you can see that they're now getting out into the world because they know now's the time to get it done. So we must not be far from getting the clarity we need, ladies and gentlemen, because they are doing it the right way. Security token market, invest with USD. Security token market, invest with USDC, and the returns can be remarkable. Easy Energy Finance, ETH Yield Fund, Bitcoin Yield Fund, Securitize S&P Cryptocurrency Large Cap X Major Tokenized Fund. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Look at this. Isabella K. Investment opportunity to own a piece of the largest private island resort in Belize. What? Opening up at $65.22 a share there. Now, some of these opportunities you can just participate in. You don't need to be accredited in everything they're offering on here. That's the other amazing thing, ladies and gentlemen. They have an offering for everyone. And what's remarkable about this is that Ripple was an early investor along with Coinbase back in the day because they know they're going to tokenize a $7 trillion securities industry. Come on in. Yeah. And guess what else? James Wallace, the head of central bank engagement, happens to be an advisor for Securitize too. Yeah, and it's obviously under his company, 74, right? And he used to be at IBM, which I think most of us knew. Matthew Lemurl, shout out to Matthew Lemurl as well, also Linqto investor and sits on their board. Boy, I tell you, it's quite interesting what's coming out of all of this. And then we had this from TransferMate, who does B2B solutions for some pretty important people and companies. Let me tell you. First of all, let's start here. TransferMate founder sees stablecoins as B2B cross-border payments future. That's funny because so does Ripple when it comes to stablecoins and CBDCs. Really quickly, so we know that TransferMate is providing solutions for people like Wells Fargo and SAP. Come on in. I mean, these are not corner stores, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big deal. And I want you to hear this clip very quickly right now. Terry Clune, the founder of TransferMate. And did he call XRP a non-volatile pegged cryptocurrency? Let's just find out here.
Terry, I want to get your perspective once again on the interoperable domestic real-time payments network and how that compares to blockchain and crypto. Where are you seeing the similarities and differences?
Well, I suppose from a blockchain, from a crypto point of view, the main area that we see opportunity in that area isn't with volatile cryptocurrencies themselves, but is with using the blockchain as a ledger to be able to track and to know where the payment is actually at and where everybody has transparency to be able to see that. One of the avenues, for example, for us working with with, for example, Circle, who an investor in our business, Marshall Wace, is also an investor in Circle. We see Circle as being a perfect opportunity where they have their US dollar stablecoin. That would be a logical progression for administering cross-border money movement, or also and also with others who are focused not in a volatile currency, but with a pegged currency, who are just focused on the money movement side of the transaction and enhancing and improving the money movement experience. They're the organizations we're looking to partner with. Ripple would be another prime example in that area.
Oh, would it now? Well, that's pretty interesting, because you have to wonder what exactly he meant by non-volatile peg cryptocurrency. Does Terry Clune know something that we don't? I tell you, it's pretty interesting here. This is the article that I did just show you here, but then that brought me back to, the idea that, I have said for a long time, I believe the XRP ledger, everything runs on the ledger or it touches or runs across it, because it's that foundational. I don't personally believe myself that XRP is just a token. I believe that XRP and the XRP ledger are a backbone to the framework of the digital asset space and all currencies, fiat or otherwise, because the XRP ledger is a decentralized exchange to the world. Now, I'm not asking you to believe that. I'm just sharing my digital perspectives. Certainly, it is not financial advice. But with that being said, there was this quick clip that I want to play for you now of Stephen Witt talking about tokenizing carbon credits on the XRP ledger, when we all know the world is moving to a carbon neutral green agenda. Take a listen.
We try to create transparency and an open model and open price discovery on an open exchange.
Now, that's important to know too, because if you're using the XRP ledger as a DEX, a decentralized exchange that can pair everything, then you can truly get price discovery on all things, right? Because the feed from everywhere plugs into the ledger. This is always what I've meant by the fact that everything runs on the ledger. It is a decentralized exchange for the world. So if that becomes the real backbone, which I believe is the ultimate goal, then everything can be made a market off of that, right? So that's interesting in itself. Now, again, this is Stephen Witt from Zange.com or Exchange.com, which is working with the United Nations. We'll get to that in a second.
So, and currently it's done highly manually, inefficient, and trading and settlement process with a lot of risk and double spending risk involved. So how are we trying to solve this? So first of all, you need to have standardization in the market. So that's essential. So with IWA, we're pleased to really contribute there to look and implement the token taxonomy framework, create like transparency, create a template that we as an industry would like to comply with.
IWA is the Inner Work Alliance.
Blockchain, we use the XRP ledger because of enterprise-grade functionality. It's trading friendly and it's carbon neutral. And smart contracts, why smart contracts? Because it's much faster to develop and it's multi-party application that and it's seamless collaboration internally and across companies. So that's why we use smart contracts. We have successfully minted a token on the XRP ledger according to the token taxonomy framework, and we have provided feedback about the XRP ledger on GitHub. It all will be open source, publicly available. We're here to solve and help. We have deployed the carbon credit solution to demo environmental access to pilot customers. So we're definitely engaging and partnering with VVBs and other stakeholders because it's a complex mechanism that we're trying to build here. We are ready to onboard pilot customers for further enhancement of the carbon credit solution.
And there you have that. And then this is also from the GBBC at Davos. And take a listen to this particular clip where it's talked about the fact that Bitcoin is the polluted one. right? And that a lot of crypto gets kind of fallen into that gap of being no good, or blockchain really is, polluted or too expensive or what have you, or too slow. But listen to what Stephen Witt says here again from Zanes.com in this exchange.
There seems to be a trend in green markets demanding more for participation, and these demands create a growing barrier to entry. How do you see blockchain empowering green regional development?
So especially what we are doing now with the Interwork Alliance, and that we are basically like building a solution according to the standards set by Interwork, and that we collaborate with each other to set standards and have blockchain technology as like an audit accounting tool. That's the most, blockchain has the most added value as an accounting tool, basically, for us as well. It provides transparency in the market, and that's why we're utilizing that technology in our solutions as well, because it brings transparency to the market, basically.
Ironically, and certainly in some circles, has a huge degree of mistrust as a technology. I mean, I'm still so surprised. Again, COP26, the only mention of blockchain as an innovative solution in sustainability was as the worst for the environment and the least clean. What are your thoughts on that?
Bitcoin. Yeah.
Why were you surprised?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's why we chosen to build this on the XRP ledger instead. So we looked at the right way to issue and implement the token taxonomy framework on a carbon neutral blockchain. So basically, it all depends on which protocol you prefer, and especially what Sammy was mentioning. Yeah, Bitcoin is the biggest polluter out there, but there are alternatives. So.
Yeah, there are other alternatives. And listen, it is no secret amongst the people sitting in there. The Bitcoin, that is the one that's no good, right? I mean, this is what they're saying. And we know Zanes.com or Exchange, however you say it, built on the XRP Ledger, is a key partner with the United Nations. Don't believe it. It's still true. That's where we are on this day. And let's look at what the analysts are saying they're seeing. Could we see more downside before the up? Shout out to Dark Defender on this one. We're going to look at two different people's opinions here. And I'm going to give you the long and short of it. And the long and short is this, is we could see 22 cents to 9 cents if this pattern, the irregular expanded flat pattern, falls further down. We could see a 9 to 22 cent target range is what he's saying. But after that, 5 years of correction are coming to an end. As soon as it's over, the targeted $13 to $30 window will be the initial step technically, although most of the naysayers exist or exit. This is not a hope, but mathematics, says Dark Defender. That's how confident he is. Eggrag Crypto comes in and says the beauty of the charts will show you everything you need to see, but the idea is to cross-reference on different time frames. XRP price is stuck below fib 0.702 at 44 cents and 6.618 at 24 cents. Now, this is a similar area of 24 cent we're talking about here. But once XRP price escapes the gravity of these Fibonacci's, price will shoot up to $27. That's right smack dab there in between the $13 to $30 window that we just heard from Dark Defender. These are not guarantees. This is not financial advice from me or any one of them or anyone in my videos ever, including me. But I find it fascinating that both of these technical analysts are seeing something extremely similar, that we may have an opportunity to see more downside into that 9 to 22 cent range. And my goodness, you're not going to want to hear me say it. But if it goes down to 10 cent or 15 cent, I'm telling you, I'm backing that truck up. I'm backing that truck up, and Mrs. Backup's gonna have to be mad at me for a minute, because that's just the way we're going to do it around here. And again, not financial advice, but if you can take us to that $13 to $30 window, which I firmly believe has to see a resolution in the case, and that's just me coming from a fundamental news side because I don't do the technical, I cover others. But to me, you combine the chart and the tea leaves there with some actual fundamental resolution of the case and clarity to go with it. I mean, I don't see any reason why these things are out of reach and certainly out of conversation. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Again, not financial advice from me or anyone else. Check out all the links underneath the description. By the way, I'm also putting a killer link for some great savings and deals on the Ledger Nano S Plus and the Ledger Nano X. And you can only get those deals if you click the link underneath this video. I'll catch all of you on the next one.